sign-ups for the Weet-Bix Kids Triathlon. And then something just lit a fire within me.
You probably could have stopped and faked the whole thing.
Yeah.
And just, like, realistically, you could have.
Other people were saying to me, like, you're not actually going to do this, are you? Like, I can't believe Jack is doing this. And that probably drove me to actually do it.
Hey, I'm Sean Hill, a DJ and radio host on The Edge, and I love stand-up comedy. A couple years ago, I faced my biggest fear and did my first open mic. I was hooked. In May this year, I'm doing my first ever full-hour show at the New Zealand Comedy Festival, and to be honest with you, I'm absolutely shitting myself. So come with me as I chat to the biggest comedians in the game looking for advice, wisdom, and let's be honest, a good yarn. Welcome to The Comedy Club.
What were you doing during that time? Because I'm leading up to this just selfishly to bring it back to this is a therapeutic session for me, trying to figure out my show.
Yeah.
How do you fill those hours during the day to help better your comedy? Like, obviously you can write, but sometimes you get writer's block. There's only so much you can do. Obviously you can perform to a wall, but what are you doing during that time? Obviously you're trying to do as many open mics as you can.
Yeah, I mean, at that time, are you talking about when I first quit and then I was...
Yeah, when you said you wanted to do comedy full time.
Yeah, I was flatting with other comedians, which helped because they were all in the same boat, unemployed. And so you do a lot of going to cafes, writing, also just a lot of gossiping and not writing. But I guess, we were all helping each other a lot and writing, reading each other's bits out and offering up ideas. There's a lot of that going on. And just desperately trying to put yourself in scenarios you could find content, because when you are just on the benefit and all your day is going to a cafe to write, you're not really doing much. So that's why I would do things like the Weet-Bix Triathlon, because I was like, I need to write about something.
So let's talk about that, because that's my favourite joke that I've heard, I think, a New Zealand comic do. And you won best joke.
True,
for
yes.
it, right?
Yep,
and it's because of the commitment to the bit. You want to explain what happened?
Yeah. Well, it came off being a teacher, because when I was a teacher, I had access to the school app, which would send notifications like, exams coming up or whatever. And then it pinged one night saying, sign-ups for the Weet-Bix Kids Triathlon. And then something just lit a fire within me. And I was like, I'll apply. And the form was, you had to, there was nothing like, give us your birth certificate. I mean, why would there be? Like, who is going to sneak in? Like, they don't need any of that. I just literally wrote that my birthday was 2015. And that was all I had to do. And then I was in and signed up, ready to go. Then they send me in the mail, like, the shirt and the merch. I'm like, I guess I'm doing this. And it just happened like that. Yeah.
And you actually, at that point, you probably could have stopped and faked the whole thing. Yeah. And just, like, realistically, you could have. And you could have still done the stand-up bit and said that. But you actually went and did it.
Yeah.
Was it because you wanted to actually see what jokes would happen in the moment while you were there?
I can't really remember. I just think I was that bored. And other people were saying to me, like, you're not actually going to do this, are you? Like, I can't believe Jack is doing this. And that probably drove me to actually do it. And then I just got my mate to come with his film camera, which was also weird. Like, I was walking around the whole triathlon with a guy filming me and no one was saying anything. And the guy with the camera actually bumped into someone he knew that was there with their kids. And they were like, what are you doing here? And he was like, don't worry. And I just pulled out all the stops. I got this guy to come and be my fake dad. And
how did you find a fake dad?
Just this comedy fan, this dude Ian. I was like, who would drop everything to come with me to the Bay of Islands? And it just happened. And then it took me a long time to write a bit about it. But I knew I had to, because I was a big fan at the time and still am now. I was trying to talk about stuff that no one else was talking about, because, as a straight white man, even I get bored at some of the shit I'm writing down about my life, so I was really trying to mix it up to sort of stick out. And I thought, well, what is no one else talking about? And that was things like the Weet-Bix Triathlon.
Sit there for a while and you didn't know what the joke was.
Yeah, the hard part was it was so unbelievable.
Yeah.
For an audience to get on board with.
So obviously, if you're doing an hour or something, you can have a photo there.
Yeah.
But if you're doing you're just doing a lineup spot, you can't.
Yeah.
Have that.
It took a long time to figure out how to get the audience on board with that this actually happened and like why I did it and all of that. Yeah, you're right. In the hour, it was a lot easier because I could spread it out and build up to it. But especially in spots at like a club, comedy club, where also half of the crowd are usually internationals and they don't know what it is.
Yeah.
You know, it took a long time to make it something that hit with most people. Yeah.
What was your first version of it? Because obviously the joke in it, and I've heard it a couple of times. I reckon I could do the bit, which is a good. It's like an ode to you, I guess. But the bit is like the main joke, right? Is that when the lady's serving you Weet-Bix and asks if you can handle peaches.
Yeah.
Did that come as like a last minute? And you're like, fuck, that's the bit right there.
I can't remember. I know I had so many variations of ideas. Like I had probably like 2 books of just me scribbling and stuff. And another challenge with it was like some people found it creepy. It is a bit creepy. Like, let's be real. Like I did the show in Wellington and this Wellington reviewer called me a pedophile. You know,
that's crazy.
It is like, but that was another challenge, like not making it too creepy.
Yeah.
So yeah, there were just lots of variations and finding the line, I guess. Yeah, and also just remembering things that happened and seeing if they like conversations I had in the day. Like there were various times I'd talk to a kid who was like way taller and hairier than me, and you know, things like that. I'd be like, oh, there's something funny in that, and it just takes a while to find the punchlines.